I'm Taylor Dahlman, and 4 immortal words that brought new life to the civil rights movement are I have a dream. We have all learned about the civil rights movement through our schooling and know the importance of Martin Luther King Jr. through his national holiday on January 16th. His speech is one of the most well-known and important speeches in history. It is one of the most well-known speeches in American history because it took great courage to say this speech, because it was such a success to the March on Washington, and because it caused great motivation towards the civil rights movement. Martin Luther King Jr.'s efforts were not always appreciated as they are today. According to Shmuel Ross in 2007 of InfoPlease.com, run by Pearson Education, there was great risk in saying this speech at that march. Protesters of segregation were at the march and were even doing violence to the point of murder. But that didn't stop Martin from saying his speech. He even at one point swayed from his original speech to go off into his own heart. When a crowd member in the audience yelled up to him from the crowd and said, Martin, tell them about their dream, which was Mahalia Jackson, a gospel singer. He stopped reading off the page and started speaking from his heart. This speech gave him this great satisfaction, but it also gave great success to the March on Washington. The March on Washington happened on August 28th of 1963. It was run by the Big Six, which was 6 civil rights groups. Over 200,000 people were in attendance that day, including 1/4 of them being white. With white and black civilians coming together, it is not hard to see why the motivation for the cause grew such that day. According to Gary Young in 2003 of the United Kingdom newspaper The Guardian, Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech that day gave great hope to the African American population and caused them to carry on in their fight for rights. Even after his death in 1968, countries are still using this form of motivation to stop segregation forever. Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech is important in American history because it took great courage to say it, because it was such a success in the March on Washington, and because it gave great motivation to the cause. It is one of the most well-known and important speeches in history. Through his words, he gave people hope for a better future.